Now the Zionists, they set up a laboratory in the American state of Texas where they conducted experiments continuously for many years by manipulating the DNA and genetics of animals. Their aim was to create a perfect red heifer. The Jerusalem-based Temple Institute has long been playing with the genetics of red Angus. Soon a lie will be revealed and they will say that a red heifer was born in the Holy Land, and later, after thousands of years, that's what they will claim. So what they do, the Zionist aim is, why are they doing this? To have this man-created or man-made red heifer, because that isn't the God sent them red heifer. It's so rare, and if thousands of years there was never a spotless red heifer, how could there be? So they have created going against the wishes of God. Zionists rebelled against Hashem and Torah, the divine book revealed to Prophet Moses, whom they follow, and established a state. And now they are pursuing a new plan to build Solomon's temple. The Zionists, who said that we cannot wait for God to establish the state and take the Jews to the Holy Land, so therefore we are going to establish ourselves. Now say, since we have established this Zionist state of Israel, we cannot wait for God to send us a red heifer, so we will create this heifer and sacrifice it so that we can create the Solomon's temple. In their mind, by doing this, they are trying to legitimize the state of Israel and use all Jews as instruments of their lies, lead them to disaster, which Netanyahu, with the help of Americans, have already, I think, come to the last edge of that and already is close to the disaster and complete elimination of Israel forever. This work to create the red heifer is clearly a declaration of war against God and the Torah, the divine book. While Zionists have already trampled the entire Jewish faith by establishing a legitimate state of Israel or Zionist state, they are now trying to take this perversion one step further. And by then you see that they will not be perished by Almighty God and will be now with the self-destruction, having their leaders which they have at the moment and infighting, and they will soon be destroyed and gone.
Now, what did the Jews do? When you ask what have the Germans done to the Jews, you must always ask what have done the Jews to the Germans. Since 1850, when the Jews got all the political rights in Germany, in the German Reich, they have done three things which are really dramatic. Number one, they were a small minority of 2% of the population. At the time when Hitler came to power, 500,000 within 60 million German people. 500,000 among 60 million. They were a small minority. This small minority managed to control about 50% of the media, to give about 70% of all judges, to have a tremendous influence in movie and in theater and in literature. They were overrepresented. This is one thing. They were absolutely overrepresented, as today in England, in France, and in the United States. Second, Jews were at the origin of a lot of catastrophic financial bank crashes in Germany between 1870 and 1920. In that time, they made a lot of crashes which have, this is all documented. I mean, it's not Nazi propaganda or anti-Semitic or Arab propaganda. It's a lot of books have been published, even by Jewish Germans, about this problem. They have millions of German fathers have lost their incomes, their fortune, their savings because of these Jewish gangsters, bank gangsters and speculations people. Then the third point, which was psychologically the most dangerous of all, they have introduced into German art and culture and theater and movie decadence, immorality. The first homosexual theaters, plays, were made in Berlin in the 1920s. The first adultery theater plays were made in the 1880s and 1890s, 100 years ago, by Jewish authors. Adultery, then sexual perversions of all sorts, sadism, masochism, a lot of homosexuality, all these things, and then decadent art, you know, an art which is absolutely ridiculous, so-called modern art. It was all pushed by Jewish intellectuals, and this created among the German people a big revolt. And they wrote books ridiculing Christianity, ridiculing Jesus. I mean, it was something like Salman Rushdie with the Muslims, and they were furious.
यूनिवर्सल टेलीविजन को सब्सक्राइब करना ना भूलें, उसके बाद बेल बटन पे क्लिक करें और अपने कमेंट्स के सेक्शन में अपने कीमती जो ख्यालात का इजहार जरूर